welcome to the Elevation YouTube series from me, Lonnie G of Loving the Journey. I wanted to welcome you to this series that I have decided to create to give you insight into the process of changing your life to elevate to new heights and really create the life of your dreams. I have been on that journey myself for the past, I would say, almost 5 years, maybe 5 years. And I just really wanted to share the journey that I've been on. I do want to introduce myself to you. I am Lonnie G, and I'm a spiritual life coach and intuitive healer for Black women. And so I do a lot of work around supporting Black women in their self-love journey and in actualizing themselves and their life to create a life of their dreams. So a lot of my work really is rooted in self-love, and that really transforms your life in the actions that you take, the things that you say, the things that you do. And so this series was really inspired by a conversation with my therapist and reflecting on my own journey with this thing called transformation. And so part one of this series, it's a 3-part series. Part one today is going to be talking about the greatest transformation. So if you are interested in transforming your life, if you're interested in changing yourself for the better, if you've been craving something new, you just don't know where to start, what to do, this is the series for you. It's very simple. I'm a very no-nonsense type of life coach, a very no-nonsense type of person, okay? So we're going to get into it. So part one, I also talk with my hands, okay? So part one is to help you all to push past the barriers that may exist or excuses to your transformation. And so I really want to help you to take back your power to change your life for the better. So at the end of this video, you will have insight on how you can push past any barriers or excuses that you currently have that are keeping you from living the life of your dream. I want to start by sharing my own personal story of my transformation that started back in 2019. So back in 2019, I had graduated with my master's, and I had reached the highest of heights as far as accomplishments go. And I thought that this was going to be the key to me having more financial security, more just opportunities, and just having a better life for myself. I grew up with a single mom, really living check to check, and not really experiencing what I consider to be the luxuries of life outside of, family and love in that sense. And at that point in my life, I was very much so lacking in a lot of things. Money and, all the other things that we focus on when we focus on lack. So I graduated with my master's, and I could not find a job. That was due to some reasons I'll share in my book that is coming soon. But in that experience of not getting what I thought I wanted, I ended up having to move back home with no money, no job prospects, no real plan, because my plan was to go to pursue a full-time career in higher education, working in residence life on a college campus. And that didn't happen. And so I had no backup plan, nowhere else to go. So I moved back home with my family. Ended up sleeping in the bed with my mother and stuffing my belongings into the extra closet space that my sister had in her home at the time. So I was at square one. I was at negative square, actually, at the time. And so I really had felt worthless, clueless, and incomplete. And so at that time, I had no other choice but to sit with my pain and sit with the discomfort of this is where I ended up after giving my all to something that did not give its all to me. And that's where my transformation journey started. And so it started with me recognizing that I wasn't where I wanted to be and being upset about it. Like literally being upset about it and having no choice but to sit with the fact that I was upset about it. And so the key point that I want to share with you in this little step one of the transformation journey is acceptance. So a lot of the time we try to move forward and do things without accepting the reality that we're currently in. So that can look like denial. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe this partnership didn't work out. Maybe this friendship didn't work out. And you're just moving on to la la land, being delulu about what is the reality. And that holds us back many times. And that was something that was holding me back. Is I thought that I could just move forward, act like that didn't happen, act like I wasn't heartbroken about the situation, act like, let's just move on. That's what I was used to doing, was moving on, not feeling anything. And so my first step was accepting. And part of that acceptance was grieving, being upset, sitting with my pain, speaking to my pain, journaling about my pain. And then from there, I had to move those emotions through my body. Now, this may sound real woo-woo to you, okay? But that's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's the process, and it works. And so for me, one of the things that I did at that time was I began a yoga practice. I would do yoga every day, every morning. Okay, after my meditation and my deep breaths to Wusa, I got on the mat. And at the time, I was really following Yoga with Adriene. I still love her. She has great 30-day challenges if you want to check her out. And then I also went on daily walks. So a really good thing, especially as a Black woman, a lot of us everybody holds emotion in their bodies, especially hold trauma in our bodies. You know, I haven't read the book, but I've heard about the body keeps a score. And I do believe that. And so things that we feel that we do not express can get trapped in the body. And so it was intuitive for me at this time, and I'm very grateful for that. But if it's not intuitive to you, when you are feeling these big emotions, it's very important to do something to move that energy throughout your body. Whether that's working out, going on walks, doing yoga, all these things that can just help you to like release that energy that can get pinned up. Even when you're crying and things like that, it's still energy that needs to move throughout the body. We can talk about that at another time. Or if you want to be my client, we can talk deeper about how that works. And then the third thing that I did in this process was I changed my behavior. So I stopped eating meat and dairy. At the time, everything in me told me you need to go plant-based, girl. Now, I had only been vegetarian before, stopped eating meat, but I still was eating my cheese. I was addicted to cheese, baby, okay? Still am a little bit. We got back on the train. But at this time, I had stopped eating meat and dairy. Other behaviors that I changed was I set boundaries with my family. I really started to connect with my ancestors. I started to write letters to them and try to communicate with them. I started researching astrology. I also started to do what was best for me despite what it looked like. To go a little deeper into what I mean by that, despite what it looked like to other people. So I was raised in a Christian household. Now, I had moved back into the home with my sister. She wasn't Christian, neither was her husband, but my mom was. And so me starting to, get tarot cards, burn ancestor money, just exploring all the things that I thought were going to help me to move through this very much so dark night of the soul, were very foreign to my family. They didn't know anybody doing those things, and neither did I. I knew one girl who talked about crystals, and we went to high school together, but we didn't talk. So I didn't have really a community that really understood what I was doing. I just did what I felt called to do. And so that is something that can come up for you as a barrier is, I live at home with my family. They don't know anything about this. They're going to shun me. They're going to shame me. It may be foreign to them, but you have to do what's best for you despite what it looks like to other people, because nobody's living your life but you. That's just the facts. Okay? So I changed a lot of my behaviors to continue with the story. ADHD, okay? I did whatever it was that resonated with me. I did it, and I figured out what worked for me. So something else that you may want to get over is the fear that you're going to pick the wrong thing. Prayer is powerful. Intention is powerful. Doing your research is necessary. You can't just dibble and dabble into everything without, seeing if it works for you. I'm a big proponent of praying, and I'm not a Christian, right? And I don't claim to be, nor do I shun the community of people that are Christians, but it's very important to pray for protection. Prayer is just words to a higher power, right? We can all, unless you're, what do you call those people? Agnostic? You don't believe in a higher power? Whatever it is that you do to set intention and protect your space, do that before you start dibbling and dabbling in things. But your intention is really what will carry you. And so the takeaway I want for you right now is midway through our little video today, a little over midway, is that transformation happens once you have awareness and once you take some action. So you have awareness and acceptance about what your situation is, right? This is what has happened. This is where I am. And this is what I no longer want to experience. And then you make choices, you take action based on that awareness. Then your life will change, period. It's very simple. Okay, it's not easy, but it's very simple. You have to do something. You cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect a new result. That's period. We've heard it many times before, and you're going to hear it many times again. So here's where you can start. We're going to wrap up today's video with 3 simple steps you can use to begin your greatest transformation. So step 1, you're going to journal. If you don't like to journal, babe, I'm not the girl for you, because that's the first place I'm going to tell you to go is pick up the journal. My journal is my best friend. As a black woman, and as you know, I've spoken to many black women, I've worked with black women, I've held retreats with black women, events. We do not feel that there are many safe spaces to express ourselves. And so my encouragement, I wouldn't encourage you to just start telling people your deepest, darkest secrets. That's not safe, and it's not going to lead you to feeling like you can do it again. I would encourage you, and this is what I did, is to start sharing all of your feelings with your journal. Keeping it in a safe place where nobody can access it. And like I said, I started journaling when I was living at home with my family. I didn't even have my own room, okay? But I kept my journal with me. Can nobody read it? And I was writing some things, okay, about my deepest, darkest feelings. Not saying I was reading my family or anything, but I had feelings that I didn't really want to share with other people. I had to work through them myself. And so if you're new to this journey, there's going to be a lot of things that maybe you have repressed, you haven't talked about with anybody, or not even with yourself. Bring it to the journal. Write it down as if nobody will ever see it. Act as if nobody will ever see it, because I have been there where I've written things down as if, oh, somebody's going to find this one day. Let me make it cookie cutter. Let me make it sound good. No. Get it out. Don't care about none of that extra stuff, okay? So journal, process your feelings. What are you unhappy about with your life? Why are you unhappy with it? What is the root of it? What are you really unhappy about? And what are you going to do to change it? What can you do to change it? What's one thing you can start? Okay, so just journal about those things. Just start to process, start there. Step 2 is to be honest with yourself and accept where you are. Okay, as I said before, denial will get you nowhere. It will get you nowhere, but right back where you at right now. Okay, and clearly we don't want to be there. That's why we're here watching this video for our greatest transformation, because you are ready for that transformation. I want to encourage you and affirm you in that. And so, like I said before, repressed feelings can show up in many different ways. Pain in the body, pain in the mind, right? It can really hold you back. So I really encourage you to be honest, truthful with yourself, right? If you ain't got to be honest with nobody else, you have to be honest with yourself. And a lot of the times, because I've been that girl, we are expecting everybody else to be honest with us when we're not even honest with ourselves. So you cannot expect from other people what you do not give to yourself. Okay? Thank you. Yeah. And step 3 is do the thing that feels most authentic to you, no matter what. This is where it comes into play to choose yourself even when it's inconvenient. Even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels painful, it's not always going to feel good. I'm guaranteeing you that right now. Changing your life does not feel good. If in the process, let me be clear, in the process it does not feel good, because it's change. We don't like change. We are creatures of habit. We want the same thing. We want what we can expect. We want what we can presume will happen. We don't want anything unexpected, and changing your life is going to be a lot of the unexpected. And so what I want you to do is do the thing that feels most authentic to you in whatever season you're in. That will change. You will ebb, you will flow. Whatever feels good today may not feel good tomorrow, but you have to sit with that, with yourself, journal, process, be honest with yourself, and then make a choice after you've done that processing, right? A lot of the time we're just choosing things based off of what we've been conditioned to choose and what we maybe feel we are expected to do, or what we see other people doing, like following trends, society, social media, all the things. After you've done that processing with yourself is when you can make the truly most aligned decision for you. That work cannot be skipped, okay? So we're starting there, okay? Those are the steps. That's it. We're done. I hope that wasn't loud with the mic, okay? That's it. That is part 1 of this elevation series, The Greatest Transformation. Come back to check out video number 2. It is called Narrate the Vision. So that is where we're going to get into how you can really detail what you want your life to look like as it pertains to this transformation. So thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you tuning in. Share this video with a sis or a bro who needs it. And I'll see you next week for the next video in this series. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video. That really helps this video get out to more people that are in alignment with this message. Comment as well what was a takeaway for you from the video. Let me know what you thought about the video. Just give me some feedback. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.